PCWizKid here with an AMD versus Nvidia graphic card benchmark review. So let's do a comparison here between a Gigabyte GT 740. Okay, this is overclocked version out of the box. Comes with the 100 millimeter fan, which is very nice. Again, this is a GeForce GT 740, brand new. And we got a Radeon R7 250X, also overclocked out of the box with the same size fan. Now, the only differences here that we're going to compare at in this chart that I have are as follows. The price point actually is about the same. Right now on Newegg.com, I actually saw the prices drop to about $99 for these cards. Okay, so same price. And looking at what DirectX 11.2, I can see there that that's supported on the AMD card versus the Nvidia card. Okay, so something to think about. Also, the memory. Okay, we see there that the core clock also and the speed, there's differences there, but very similar, very similar. However, the AMD card has only 1 gig of GDDR5 memory. The Nvidia card has 2 gigs. The memory speed is also slightly faster there already on the Nvidia card as well. We're going to look at the outputs of the card and how it looks a little bit, so it gives you an idea of what I'm talking about. But first off, 100 millimeter fan. You can see it right there. The AMD card on the right-hand side is a little bit bigger than the left-hand side, which is the GT 740. So here's the outputs on the left for the GT 740, on the right for the R7 250X. You can see what you're getting right there. Okay, I'm going to be testing this on a Intel Core i7 4770K overclocked, of course, to 4.6 gigahertz. Very nice. And we're going to also make sure that we have it running smooth and stable. Memory's running very nicely and high. And of course, we've got this in a real scenario inside of a case, closed, and not in an open case or anything like that. Okay. Now, when we look at the side-by-side comparison in GPU-Z here on Windows 8 that I'm running this on, you can see on the left-hand side, the Nvidia GT 740, I highlighted in green a couple of areas that I see are a little bit better. They stand out. Very close, though, to the areas on the right, which are for the AMD card. And again, the AMD card has its pluses and minuses, of course, including the ability to run games with Mantle. So all the new games that have Mantle support, we're going to have additional frames per second advantage on that already right there. I'll tell you that. Now, when we look at some benchmarks, starting off with the lovely Tomb Raider there, you can see the scores that we're getting on high quality presets. You're getting overclocked even more. So I get a different frames per second count on this GT 740, of course. On the AMD card, high quality preset again, there are the results. And I overclocked this card even further myself. And there are the results again in Tomb Raider. So it gives you a good idea on how better the R7 250X is already doing there running on DirectX 11 games. Here, Crysis 3, again, running it at 1080p. You have an idea side-by-side comparison there on high-quality preset and also overclocked even further by me, so you can see how well the game performs, again, on high-quality preset. Some games, of course, you can't really run high quality. They have to be run on medium or even low, depending on what you're playing. Now, Battlefield 4, here we are again, 1080p, running on campaign mode, running multiplayer. There's the comparison. And also I enabled Mantle on the Radeon R7 250X, so you might make a note there that it's much faster when I enable Mantle in some cases. So definitely, a bonus there if you're getting a card that, or a game, I should say, that has Mantle support. Okay. Now, another game here, for those of you that don't have Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, here it is again on high quality settings. You can see it running DirectX 11, of course. Mantle is not enabled on Battlefield 3. And here, again, the Radeon R7 250X is outperforming the GT 740, unfortunately, for you NVIDIA fans. Not looking too good here. Thief, again, 1080p. I wouldn't run Thief on the GT 740 on anything higher than normal. Okay, normal is really pushing it in some cases, as you can see there on the results. You really want 30 frames per second, and it wasn't really touching that too well. Looking at some synthetic benchmarks, here we have Firestrike on the GT 740 and overclocked even more. The the score does come up a little bit. Then on the R7 250X overclocked, again, the scores are much better, whether it's running on default or overclocked settings that I performed. You can see there, even on Skydiver, it did much, much better. It just blew it out of the water there on Skydiver, to be honest, compared to the GT 740. So we're lacking a little bit on that GT 740. It's not looking too well on that front. Now, looking at the Haven DirectX 11 benchmark, which has tessellation, I did enable that, of course, and you can see there, again, the comparison results between these two cards, frames per second, and the scores. Again, the R7 250X did better than the GT 740. Now, what can I say about how much I overclocked? Because I did overclock more, right? And you saw that in the benchmark. So on the GT 740, it went from that default clock all the way up to 1162 megahertz, and then from the memory clock to 1402 megahertz. On the AMD card, roughly I did the same thing, to be fair. Okay, so you can see how much I overclocked there on the R7 as well, and you saw the results back there. However, I gotta say that the GT 740 ran cooler. Okay, you can see there, significantly cooler. That's roughly about 4 degrees Celsius on idle more on the AMD card. But other than that, same price, way better performance you're gonna get on the AMD card in this specific case, okay, on the R7 250X compared to the GT 740 from Gigabyte, and of course both are overclocked. Comment below, let me know what you think, and again, thank you for watching.